Hello everybody, FanFigo here, and welcome back to my artwork. I'm still not the most used to, doing a professional intro, so, well, just welcome back. At the end of the last video, I told you I would work on getting the rest of these, the base of them colored in, and now they are. I'm going to start working on some of the other functions now. Like, I'm sure you can note that a lot of these Pokemon, such as Pikipek here, don't actually have their colors in. So, first and foremost, I'm going to get the accents and secondary colors. Oh, and I made sure to label the layers, something I forgot to do last time, which is very important. If you ever, and I mean ever, do any kind of project in Photoshop, or anything really, name your layers, otherwise you're going to just get lost on everything. Now, back to the point at hand. We actually have a couple colors to grab for the Pikipek's eye. And I still got my nice little Wacom tablet here. Darn it. Same button I bumped last time too. And I want to go around the outline I had for the eye. I'll have to go back over the shine on the eye later. There's the base color of the eye now. And really, this is just more basic stuff I'm doing right now. I'll be getting some more complex stuff here after a bit, though. After all, I'm going as bright as I can. It's slightly brighter than the feathers. Got a nice little shine there on the eye. Now, of course, Pikipek has more colors in it than just white and black and blue. So we're going to take some of the red and some of this light gray here. Wrong button. And, give more into the Pikipek. Now, in case you didn't notice the first time, the red is right there. The light gray is actually on the beak and the foot. And I'm currently on the red color, and I start going over this. I'm using a smaller brush right now just to make sure I get all the edges without going over. So I'm sure you have noticed how much of an issue it can be. Now, this part of this thing, the drawing and coloration and all that, isn't going to take nearly as long. Oh, but did you see that? I accidentally went over the line, and I got some of the wing red. Now, that's not necessarily bad, but can suggest some, well, actually it is pretty much bad. It is bad in all the way, but I was going to try to make a little crack about it, suggesting some questionable stuff, i.e. bleeding. But there's no justification for doing that. None at all. Normally in this type of stuff you'd be able to isolate, but based on how I scan my drawing, not exactly the easiest thing to do. I've unfortunately created my own trap here. And, well, the lines are very thin, so they aren't usually picked up when I try to use the spot selector. The quick selection tool. I was learning how to use this, I really didn't know the names so much. I just knew what they did. Knowing the names can be very good and very bad. On one hand, you know the names, you know exactly what you need to use and what to tell somebody. However, you try to go into another program such as GIMP or Paint or something, which I don't think Paint even comes close to the other two, but point of the matter being, any tools that are in those that are in this as well likely don't have a similar name. And there you have the initial part, having the little head there. However, we got a couple things we need to do. We got the feet there and the beak here. Now, of course, before anybody questions any more of my sanity, that is another bird. I don't have the bird separated into multiple parts as some kind of abstract art. It's just off screen because it just, when I was drawing it, it's going to have more of that one in. Then I realized I didn't have, didn't really have the space to do them both unless looking back on it, I could have done them smaller. But at the same time, couldn't really get him as high as I wanted to. And then, well, the page I was working on, I divided into 3 sections, and the 3 sections really didn't cooperate, as a way of saying. But I still think this result is pretty good. I mean, if you look at that, there's one complete one there. And let's be honest here, I'm sure anybody watching this knows that these Pokemon at this point really have not been fully revealed yet. There we got our base color for the better majority of this. Let's see. There we officially have Pikipek 1 and 2. Though 1 is a little bit off screen and might be a little chunky for its race, but if Pokemon Go has taught us anything, there is a wide variety of different body types for each of the Pokemon. Looking at you, extra small Pidgeot. Oh, but honestly, it really does do quite justification. That Tyrant plush, little Timothy as I'm calling him now, I'm pretty sure he's a little small for his size, but thanks Pokemon Go. No, he's not. Anywho, I got a message real quick, so I'm going to check it and see. It's kind of important. You're trying to get in correspondence and, make sure all plans are. Excuse me for 1 second. Where's the show? Right. Looks like I made a slight issue with my layers. However, that's a simple enough fix to make. Now, I will tell you flat out, this is something you might not think. You might be asking, why's this guy doing all this little editing, or oh, he's so silly. He's doing all these little edits when he should be focusing on it. But the thing is, the further you go, the more you notice issues. And oh my god, you will notice a lot. In future videos like this, obviously there'll be a lot better quality. And it'll just be crazy. Now then, instead of wasting time doing some long scrolls, the easiest one to do next would have to be the executor. I didn't label the layers that had the reference images because, well, they're reference images. As soon as I get done with their intended purpose, they're going to be out of here. Ah, there he is. Here we have a couple things, such as the eyes. Right. Nope. However, it is a slight issue trying to get it, being how being how small this image is. However, there are other such things I'm able to do easy. Zooming back out, I can scroll much faster to my destination. It's pretty simple. Just a little turn the eyes and the mouth. Oh, right. It would also help, if I actually found the layer I needed to be on. Right. I actually don't need that layer. That color looks a little too dark. So I'll lighten it up just a tad till it matches more so with the Pokemon. For something like this, it's usually advised to make the coloring a little bit bigger. Now then, we got the main part of the mouth done. Now we gotta lighten it up. Well, maybe use this. Let's do the compromise so I don't have to try and grab off the picture so much. And that was the wrong thing to press. And look at that, we got Italian there. Now before I go back to the eyes, because they're pretty basic, I'll go ahead and get the mouse on the other ones as well. I'm all open mouth because I figure, that's easier and makes it a little bit funner. Executor has already got quite a goofy look on its face. They make a Pokemon dopier than it already is. Have its mouth hang open. Now, since I'm already down here, I might as well go ahead and Anywho, might as well just get the eyes done while I'm at it. And speaking of the eyes, the people seem a little bit, what would you say, dim. So as such, for this Pokemon, we're going to enhance it. I'm going to actually make it a little smaller. Oh, provided that this thing starts working for me. Come on, scroll. You know you want to. Please mind the lag. Or don't mind it, rather. It's just being really ridiculous right now. Huh. Oh, while we're here, we'll get these pupils done real quick. The mouse are also kind of dull. But if I were to really do that, it would honestly end up taking the path of, oops. Honestly start taking the path of trying to outline every line, which you should really do that before you bring it into Photoshop. Makes it a whole lot easier. Alright. So, how do you guys like climbing the Exeggutor? Just sound test. I'm gonna have to make sure, you guys weren't hearing what I was hearing. It'd be horrible if we were, because, bad for business. You guys don't need to be listening to this craziness. And voila. That's Exeggutor. The next easiest one to do would be... Okay. No. There he is. Mimikyu. Mimikyu's actually pretty simple when you really get down to it. I already have one of the colors. However, now I'm looking for more of that orange color. Now this is the beginning part of it, Well, for starters, it needs to be... It's probably the most fun part about doing this. It's just literally squiggles. Oh, whoops. Let's see, where did I... There it is. The only problem, of course, now being I have to actually be careful and make sure, it's visible. Something like that, you know. It looks messy, but it looks like an eye. And there's another part which I will be coming back to as soon as I get the main parts done. There we go. Actually looked like an eye at that time. That one was way, way too loose.
Oh my god!
Still gotta have that round exposure to it. Now we enter new territory, the eyeballs. Oops. You know, this is possibly one of the simpler ones to do because its eye is literally just black. Actually, you know what? Those are a little too dark, in my opinion.
Look, they laugh about it.
I'm actually going to come back to those after I get this done. Too big. It's got to be tight and constrained, but look messy. I'm going to try something slightly different this time. No, I'm already here. I might as well do this part. This actually needs to be a little bit lighter so that the effect can actually take place. Sometimes this thing just... You know, this isn't an occurrence with just, you know, with the recording. Sometimes this thing will just be so slow in responding. And I can't tell you why. Doesn't matter if it's here or if it's on another computer that's made for this kind of stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. Now then, we gotta come back to the front of the Mimikyu so we can get this part. I don't need that white anymore, but I will need a different color. Oh yeah, that color is way better. Now, this actually needs to be like a bluish color. So we can get a little tear action involved. Really help emphasize the fact this thing is sad. Come on, scroll. That's why it's rolled too high, I guarantee it. Yep. This part is definitely because of the recording, though, I can tell you that much. Now some more of that tear in there. It's coming along pretty good, I'd say, wouldn't you? I'm just adjusting, people. I just don't know why I keep somehow hitting that button. Now for the fun part, though. Let's see, where did that go? That one. We're going back to Palossand. I'm also going to check and watch my faces real quick. There we go. Got some slight tweaks I need to make. And just clean everything up, you know. There's a very professional thing going on right now. You just letting you know, this is you're watching this and probably rolling your eyes, but this is how some professionals work. You know, not usually used to talking this much when I draw, so I might be getting, well, drawing or coloring. Anything in general. Anywho. So this is just like a new experience for me. I think I like doing it. However, everything I do will be hand-drawn. I will probably start doing more inking drawings before I color them on the computer, so that it's not as time-consuming. Now it's supposed to go the other way. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get some of the more important parts taken care of first. Such as, let's see. Right. I'll go ahead and get those areas taken care of, and now let's see. I'll go ahead and take care of that last, so you know, just the tongue. I might divide this into a third video so as you guys don't have to sit through, you know, 50 minutes for a single content. Also, you know, this is just, I don't think there's really any professional tips out there that tell you this. But, you know, in my case, try not to be so zoomed in on stuff like this, because it can be very hard on your eyes. And this is something I do that you should not do. Because, you know, I'm sure you can see yourself just how grainy everything is right now. It would be a lot better if I inked it, but, you know, in my case, I was a stupid head and decided I'll just go right ahead and scan it without inking. And don't feel afraid to change brush sizes as you're working. That actually makes it very easy to work with this stuff. You know, go big, go small, you know, do what you can and what you have to get your project done. As long as you're able to do it and you don't get really ridiculously rough with it. You know, like if I just went plop, plop, you know, I would not suggest doing that, but you know, if you're able to do a big size in an area and save some time, I definitely suggest it. Just continuing on to the next one, which I overshot a little bit. Striking the brush to make it a little bit better to try and get on these edges. Did you remember what I said in the last video? Save often, because you never know when something's going to crash on you. and don't try to do too much at once. I have definitely had a number of experiences where I have attempted to do a lot in a single stroke. As an example, using Photoshop, and I'd screw up somewhere and went to undo, and well, hey, the entire line disappeared. So, don't put too much on, a few movements, It is true, You want to try and get as much done as you can. In as few steps as possible. You don't want to do it in a way that, really messes it up for you.
Stars on Stars on
Well, that's two of them with that first part of it. I'll certainly tell you, watching me on the camera probably isn't as worth it as you guys are thinking. I ain't no Markiplier or anything like that, Just your average, ordinary artist who, is doing this to, I don't know, spare time. Definitely gotta make an adjustment there, which I will do shortly. Wonder if there's even really anybody watching this right now. Obviously not at the time of the recording, but I mean, just whenever they find the video, whenever, this gets put up. Wonder if there's actually anybody out there who's really gonna watch me, you're just gonna sit there and watch me color in stuff. I I'm not the best artist out there. I don't claim to be. It's just kind of my overall message. I just want to share this stuff with people. I'm definitely thinking I'm going to break this into a couple parts. Yeah, I've gotten the main colors on, the secondary colors. There's a lot more to come. I don't want to have people, sit here and get bored just watching a small part of it. Excuse my, probably sound like choked up words, but I was trying to express a burp, because I'm pretty sure nobody wants to hear that. Oops. A little too low. Frankly, I don't even know if my voice is really picking up. I should scooch in. Wrong button. Josh should probably see about speaking up a bit, too. I'm just a naturally quiet. I can't talk. I'm just a naturally quiet person, so it's... Darn it, don't tell me. Okay, good. Darn it. I'm just a naturally quiet person, so, it's not exactly easy for me to consciously think, oh yeah, I gotta be loud for this. I'm sure you all can probably hear the TV going on downstairs. So you probably know what shows my family watches. Until I get a setup that works for, not having so much background noise involved. You're stuck with it. Wahaha. Wahaha. Don't mind me, just say crazy YouTuber. Got a few more sections to get, and then I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up. Because I've noticed a lot of sections in this bottom one which need to be cleaned up a bit. That's double chicken. Okay. Too far. So all that's taken care of, but now gotta do some cleanup work here. Got a lot of issues flying here and there. It's just that I need to erase part of it. Oh, whoops. That's not all what I meant to do. There's the mark. I'm also going to make a note here that I don't think I made in the previous video. This is more so a test than an actual full-on, professional. Because I didn't ink my drawings. I'm going to be doing more than I usually do with this one. But the point of the matter is more so, just setup is pretty blah. A lot of stuff in this are just kind of meh. But, oh yeah, forgot the pebbles. But back to the point. Currently, it's just kind of serving for me to get a feel for how I need to do stuff for my video in the future. Yeah, it's too white. It's a little bit more yellow in its step. I think this is more towards the color in it. The pebbles should be fine though, because, put simply, they're rocks in the sand. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Now then, back to getting this stuff done. The other day they revealed some more of the Ultra Beasts in the Pokemon Sun and Moon. What are your guys' thoughts on them? I'm not entirely sure what to think about them. I mean, I like them. But at the same time, I'm going a bit into conspiracy theorist on some of the stuff. So just the fact that the UB02 Beauty looks very eerily similar to one of the characters they revealed. Alright, now back to the eyes. This keyboard. It's driving me crazy. I'm going to zoom in on this one. I'm sure you can see now it's got the gradiness. Trying to wave my hand at. You guys can't even see where my hand is in relation to the screen. You know, this is, you know, zooming in, you can actually see the pixels. You know, if you were to break this down into pixels, you know, those little squares would each be one square pixel. Alright. I don't think it had any pebbles in the bottom one, because it was kind of cut off because he was close. Morshi. Okay. These Pokemon got genders? Who am I to specify? Now then. Hold a second. It's not exactly a very specific thing I have to do, but here we go. Oops, that one was slightly too much. And maybe you can see now. That one blends pretty well with the sky, but it's just a slight difference. And those kind of things in this field can do great wonders. Not so sure on that one though, because it is very, very light. It almost needs to be a little darker to actually be visible. Just keep on doing. I'm just keep on working on this now for each moment. Oh my god, there's another spot I missed. How do I keep missing you spots? Oh, oops. Wrong color there.
Have you forgotten something from that? Have you?
Maybe. What have I forgotten?
Oh, he does not know what you've forgotten. Should I tell him like, and he should go down and try to figure it out.
Maybe in a bit.
I don't know, it's kind of time sensitive.
I will be done with this video in a bit, so. That kind of stuff isn't going away, folks. I find the little interruptions to be actually quite enjoyable. I think, you know, you guys might be a nice breath of fresh air. You know, not having all these cuts and all that. You know, just, seeing the craziness of my life. You even get more so to meet with another member of the Facebook community. Facebook. Wow, what social media am I on now? In all seriousness, he's got another YouTube channel, Quest Central LARP. Huh. Looks like I might have made a slight miscalculation on my drawing. See, this is one of those things, you just don't notice until you're really far into it. Keeps on focusing on me. I seriously gotta figure out a better camera setup. You viewers definitely deserve way better than what I've been giving you with this. But I'm making strides to, improve on that. And now since, it seems I accidentally missed some parts of the top, go out right ahead and draw those in. It will be drastically different without the black line around it, but it works quite well. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only artist out there that's made this mistake. And although it's not the prettiest, it still does work. And, well, there you have it. There is the basic colors. However, I had promised more with this. Let me give you a bit of an example. I'm going to throw in some clouds. I want to do something a little different here. Flow is going to be much lower, and so is the opacity. It's going to throw in some very interesting shapes. I'm also going to change the brush type to be a soft brush. So instead of those harsh lines, you get a nice looking little thing right here. Now, I'm still not quite happy with this. There's one such type of cloud I can do. And I'm actually going to try to do something a little bit fun here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to do a filter. I guess I believe it's under filter. I could easily do this and make this and multiply. Darn it. But it really doesn't quite work. Instead, let's say we screen it. Still no. And do a darken. No, that plan really didn't work. So instead, we're going to not apply that and reverse the effect. And let's see. Perhaps this. I guess I think that would work pretty nice. Ah, yes. Got some nice looking clouds in there now. That's just one example of something I could do. I'd also take this and use the Mighty Blur tool. A nice blur on those edges that are still a little sharp. Would you look at that? It's not the neatest. But it can certainly do a number of effects. Provided you find the right type of filter, which it's not working for me today. Come on. Now what am I doing? I know exactly what to do with this. Well, the opacity on the layer itself. I'm just messing with you guys. Just showing off some features you can do. And if you look at that, you look at that. Looks like a nice little cloud in the sky. I will be populating it with more in the next video because I don't want to make another hour-long video for you guys to have to endure. So, I will return to you guys with part 3 that will finish up this drawing.